How zodiac signs express anger, amazingly predictive. Everyone gets angry from time to time. As humans, we can't help but lose our temper or patience. Every sign has its own distinct way of expressing itself. If you're curious about how your sign expresses anger, take a look at the chart below. Aries the Warrior. Aries people are the zodiac's warriors. They frequently can't deal with a problem without first becoming enraged about it. They must boost their energy levels by boiling their emotions like a kettle. You should get out of their way once they reach that point of explosion. When they find an outlet for their rage, it usually dissipates quickly. They don't usually hold grudges, though Aries isn't afraid to exact vengeance. From their perspective, a little retaliation is never a bad thing. Slow to anger Taurus. It takes a lot to irritate a Taurus. They are one of the zodiac's most tolerant signs. They will usually walk away before reacting to someone who irritates them. However, if they reach the point where they can't contain their annoyance, you know it's serious. Slow to rage and even slower to forgive. It could take days, weeks, or even months for them to tolerate the person who triggered their rage. Quicksilver Gemini. Your cheerful disposition distinguishes you, and your jovial nature is not easily provoked. In fact, if there is an ugly scene at a party, you are the best person to have around because you can bring the warring factions together diplomatically. When you lose your cool, however, you yell and scream and refuse to listen to reason. In a wordy duel, you must have the last word. Only your seductive charm rivals your ability to argue aggressively. Emotional Cancer. Considering how charming, caring, and kind you are, you dislike unpleasant scenes, much less creating one yourself. You have a high level of tolerance and are rarely irritated. You are more likely to walk away quietly if someone is unreasonable or attempting to cause trouble. But that doesn't mean you're not a jerk. When you are angry, you tremble, your hands sweat, and you sometimes fumble for words in an attempt to control your emotions. Tears easily fall from your eyes, and your opponent is moved by your innocence and will seek an apology immediately. Scary Leo. What would you expect from a fire sign? Leos have a fiery temper. They will not, however, play mind games with you. If you irritate them, they will certainly let you know. They have the temper of a child, so don't expect them to work things out maturely. They may throw things, yell, roll around on the floor, or do anything else to get your attention. They may even call you names or say things they don't really mean, but don't take it personally, they just need to express themselves. They will burn themselves out quickly, just like a true fire sign, and will forget about the problem as quickly as it occurred. So, don't be too concerned if you irritate them. They won't hold a grudge for long. Virgo gives you the cold shoulder. Virgos are unquestionably the most patient sign. They have the least amount of anger of any of the signs and take a long time to express their feelings. Virgos struggle with emotions, even their own, so don't expect them to tell you if you irritated them. They'll most likely keep it to themselves and move on. However, if you have sufficiently hurt them, you may have just lost a good friend, as they do not forgive easily. Virgos, like Cancers, become passive-aggressive when angry. They sulk, go into hiding, and do their best to ignore you. They dislike conflict and avoid it like the plague. They'd rather walk away to deal with their rage than let it all out on you because they know how burdensome that can be. Libra the Peacekeeper. Libras are far more likely to act as mediators in other people's disputes. They are never aggressive and rarely express their rage. It's unlikely that they even recognize that they are angry. Their preferred method of processing their thoughts and feelings is to be alone. If you have irritated a Libra, they may simply stop speaking to you. Storming Scorpio. You, of course, do not lose your cool. But your demeanor exudes haughtiness, pride, and awe for lesser mortals. Others frequently say that you have anger on your nose and are ready to give your peace of mind to the first person who tries to act funny with you. You are picky about your friends and have a low tolerance for the superfluous types. Your tongue lashing is usually in a soft hissing tone, because when you scream, your voice becomes shrill and loud, and you despise drawing attention to yourself. When you are upset, you are angrier with yourself for showing weakness, because the last thing Scorpio wants to show is being out of control. Sarcastic Sagittarius. Sagittarius loves to be sarcastic when they're angry, so look for this as one of the surefire signs of anger. However, most Sagittarians are embarrassed by their hot temper and try to keep it under control as much as possible so that no one notices them losing their cool. As you might expect, if you make them angry, this fire sign will really let you have it. They don't take disloyalty or betrayal well, and if you make them angry, you won't hear the end of it. In fact, You should probably walk away quickly to give them some space, as their behavior will resemble a bomb going off. Also, it can take a long time for them to calm down, so they'd rather just skip the whole thing. On the other hand, because they enjoy analyzing situations and solving problems, they sometimes don't know if they've created drama out of nothing. You should be on the lookout for them creating problems out of boredom at times. Vexed Capricorn. Capricorn is prone to irritation rather than outright anger. Expect to feel their displeasure, which is usually expressed through sighs, taunting, muttering, and redoing the task themselves. If a Capricorn is provoked, you should leave the room as soon as possible. Expect your life to be miserable until they believe you have repented sufficiently. Cool, calm Aquarius. Aquarians enjoy a good debate and stimulating conversation, but they despise arguments. Don't expect them to stick around if you've enraged them. They'd rather go outside or take a long drive than sit and stew in their emotions. If they have to deal with the situation right away, they will do so with grace and class. Because they don't like to show their emotions, you're more likely to encounter a smooth-talking, even-keeled, composed Aquarius in any given situation. You may hear about it later, after they've had the space they need to deal with their true emotions, but they will almost certainly keep to themselves during a stressful situation. However, they may simply dismiss you without giving you any notice. They will try to mend a long-term relationship, but if it isn't important to them, they won't waste their time. Unpredictable Pisces. The only thing I can say about you dreamers is that you are even more attractive when you are angry. Because you are extremely sensitive to the feelings of others, you rarely offend them. But when others start hurting you, things start to go south. You'll yell and scream, and you'll want to shake everything and everyone. When you're angry, your creative imagery is at its best, and you can be quite dramatic. When you are upset, you refuse to listen to reason and prefer to be alone. However, once you have calmed down, you repent of your tantrums and seek forgiveness. So no one can be mad at you for too long.